A thread by Carlos Osuita. Midnight Funk tweets, Roger Stone called for martial law. I, a veteran, comment on it, and you say I don't know what martial law is? You have 0 sense. Carlos responds, I was going to write a thread later, but Midnight Funk gives me a good opening. I challenge this psychotic Trump hater to do two things that it will not do. One, prove you're a veteran. All you need to do is give us your branch of service, dates of service, unit, MOS, ranks, and overseas deployments, if any. Two, tell us why nationwide martial law is better than the Stafford Act, which Trump invoked in conjunction with the declaring of a nationwide state of emergency. Now that I've gotten rid of that thing, I need to address an irritating shortcoming among too many of my readers. Like the Democrats, you refuse to grant Trump agency, the ability to act. You say armed citizens must go out and engage in vigilante justice. Why are you saying this? Have you not seen that Trump can end violent rioting in an entire city in one night? Are you aware of what happened in Minnesota? One night, the governor said that there wasn't enough law enforcement or National Guard in the state to stop the rioting. There were professional urban terrorists from foreign countries shooting at firefighters and using something like thermite grenades to start fires in seconds. They wore body armor and had aerial overwatch that allowed them to avoid cops. They were highly trained. The governor asked for help, and the next day, the cops found all the cars filled with weapons. The terrorists were nowhere to be found. Here's what you people do not understand. Infiltration, reconnaissance, surveillance, intelligence gathering. All the fighting men and women infiltrate into the city and wait. They don't stand by in Louisiana. They go in and hide. When they're given the go signal, they've already identified their targets. You people are talking about hunting. The pros don't need to hunt. They already know who to get. As Trump says, it's over in minutes. There's no way in hell that blundering armed civilians can do that. This is happening in blue cities. This is what they voted for. You've been debating them for decades. Did it work? Of course not. Their position was not rational. Now they don't have the luxury of being irrational. And you want to swoop in and save them? Guess which type of call cops hate the most? Domestic violence calls. Someone is cutting up their spouse with a hatchet. The cops make the hatchet wielder stop, and the bleeding victim gets a gun and shoots the cops. Did you see how pissed off Kenosha business owners were at armed outsiders who came in to protect their stores? They stood in front of piles of charcoal and sighed, "This was so unnecessary." Your help is not wanted. The rioters are their people. Let them work it out. Portland was pissed at the Patriot Prayer folks who came to the city. Most of Portland is with the rioters. That's why when the Delta Force or whomever goes in, they take care of business secretly and in one night. Too many of you want Götterdämmerung, a translation of Ragnarok, a catastrophic battle between good and evil. You know the result? The end of the world. Let's see a show of hands. Who wants the good guys to inflict the apocalypse on us? Accept your limitations. You are not the Delta Force. Stop refusing to accept Trump's ability to influence and change current events, his agency. You won't even know if you're being targeted by death squads. Somebody trained them. The sectarian assassination of Aaron J. Danielson in Portland was flawless, and both the cops and county DA stepped in to cover it up and get the gunman off. He was going to plead defense of two non-existent black men, and the Portland jurors would have acquitted him. And we have fake witnesses to the final confrontation. Remember what I told you, the goal of the press is to muddy the waters. From Vice.com, police don't have their story straight about the killing of Michael Reinl. The article says that the cops gave two different stories, but they did not. The article proves they didn't. As for the fake Facebook and Twitter accounts, all you have to do is look at the photos. Quote, witnesses reported two SUVs pull up beside Michael and immediately fired 30 to 40 shots into his vehicle. Nope. Two cars block him in. He got out and fired at both of them. His car is on the left. He ran, and they dropped him in front of the apartment mailboxes. This is Satan's melange we're living in. Stupid, crazy terrorists acting out. Stupid, crazy politicians and law enforcement enabling them. Stupid, crazy media defending them. Stupid, crazy public supporting them. Am I getting through to you? Do you see that you wading into the middle of it with your guns makes everything worse? Trump and the Delta Force and their peers have seen and dealt with far worse. You have not. So enough with the talk of vigilante justice. The most patriotic thing you can do is vote in person and leave this to Trump and the forces he commands. This is a nationwide domestic dispute between spouse batterers and their spouses and children. Stay out of it. The spouses will either leave or stay and die. It's not your problem. Time to be as unemotional and rational as you can be. Do the right thing.